everybody.
Hey, everybody. Yes, we're a little bit early, but, we're here.
Welcome to
Yes,
the
we are.
wrestling. By fucking a few minutes. If you're here if you were here early because you want to watch SmackDown, you had the right idea. We are here. We are back. The Wrestling Through the Year podcast, baby, in the new year, in the new millennium. Hello, my fine gents. Or hello. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Hello. And right back at you, my friend. It's great to have you. Thank you for supporting the stream as you've been, and it means a lot, man. And he's been kicking ass on. I just watched that cartoon one yesterday, and you guys were fucking hilarious. So
yeah, and tomorrow's going to be good as well. A big heavyweight battle.
Yeah.
So can't wait to have Elite Doc on for that one as well. I mean, he told me, he's like, I'm going to shock you. And I'm like, and I told him, I said, I can't wait. And in my head, I'm just like, the only thing that would really shock me is if Eric won a show without pissing me off.
Yeah. I don't know if that happened. But no, yeah. So that's been a lot of fun. That was cool to watch. We got to definitely get him on the wrestling show to on video one of these days.
Yeah.
But that'll
you and me remind me of Barney and what's his name?
Fred?
Yeah.
You would be Barney, right? Because you're shorter?
Yes.
He's definitely Barney, because Barney pisses Fred off.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I was watching it last night.
I think you're more like Fred and Wilma, but
I said last night.
Him and I are Fred and Barney. That makes you Dino.
Or Bambi. But
when I was watching it last night, I said Fred and Barney are me and Doug.
Yeah. That is like the best comparison I think that could probably be made.
And who's our wives? Do we even want to know?
I don't even know if we should go down that rabbit hole.
At least not on here.
Yeah. Well, they don't watch. They wouldn't watch this show, right?
No.
we're here on serious business. We're here to
reel us in.
Fantasy wrestling. Wrestling fantasy booking, because that's what everybody loves. All the guys in the business. I already showed that one, Eric, you dick. But fucking all the guys in the business love a good armchair quarterback.
Yeah.
If you ask any sports entertainer, what do they love? They love a fan that tries to delve into the creative process. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. They fucking hate it. So that's why we made a whole series on this show of doing that. So that's what we'll be doing. We're rebooking Nitro and Raw. Doug has Nitro. I am in charge of Raw from the McMahons. I took it from their greedy fingers, and I'm fucking running this bitch. And Eric is the Dave Meltzer critic reviewer. We had a lot of fun. We did the first couple weeks of January. We're going to try to finish January out. Probably not going to happen. But I'm going to hit the Royal Rumble. Doug's got a couple of Nitros, and I believe he's got a Clash coming up.
A couple of Nitros, a Clash, and then, of course, my Thunder and Saturday night.
Yeah. But
all that stuff.
Go first night.
But first, before we I'll let Doug go first this time. But before we get into it, we're not doing Worker of the Week anymore. We let people know last week, because we've been doing. If you didn't check out the breakdown, we had a bunch of live viewers, and we appreciate that. So for the breakdown, we're going to try to go live after some of these shows. Even tonight, maybe at 11 o'clock, you might hear our melodious voices after SmackDown. We'll see. But so check out the breakdown if you want current talk. What we will do at the beginning of the show here is I'm going to go through all the matches announced for this week. SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision, Raw. And we're going to give our predictions. This is our prediction segment. The first big one, only one thing's really been announced for SmackDown tonight, and that's Shinsuke and LA Knight in the rematch for the U.S. title. I think this is kind of a hard one to predict. So what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, personally, we know who I want to win because of my actual fantasy wrestling team.
Yeah.
I need LA Knight to win. Because that booty shaking bitch Lola Vice cost me 10 points the other day.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win, though?
To be honest with you, I really don't see them giving that big of a push to Shinsuke. I think it's going to be LA Knight.
I think Shinsuke's already going to jab that belt out.
Yeah. They needed a shock title change for Survivor Series.
I feel you. What do you think, Eric?
Shinsei.
Yeah, even though I do think, well, LA Knight, they're not going to job him out again. I think there might be a fuck finish with this one. I think this might not really go the distance.
You think like Nakamura might use the mist or something?
Yeah, that's all I could think. Because I don't think he really beating either guy isn't good in this scenario. Because Shinsuke's had a cool new. I think LA wins Money in the Bank. That's a hell of a take, and it probably could happen. They're running out of time with him because he's a big star that the fans love. That they're waiting to become this fucking the megastar as he calls himself, and for WWE to put him in that. But the main event scene is so fucking crowded. And you got so many. That's the only thing about WWE being so good right now is you got so many fucking top and baby faces. How many fucking for the first time ever, we have like more baby faces than we have heels, and like real pure baby faces that everybody loves. Like Jay, Sammy, fucking Seth, and Punk are baby faces. I don't care what anybody says. Fucking Cody, Roman. Roman's the biggest thing in the company. Fucking go down even more.
I was thinking it's the opposite in AEW.
Yeah. AEW, you don't know what the fuck they're doing.
AEW, I don't think they know who's babyface, who's heel.
Yeah, they decide from week to week. I do think, but I get what you're saying because you got fucking Mox, you got Christian Cage, you got MJF. That main event scene has a lot of heels in it right now. But you also got Double J, baby. Which, by the way, and I know we're not doing, besides predictions, doing too much current. I'm liking Double J's John Cena storyline so far better than John Cena's.
Yeah.
I know that's a hot take, and I know they're doing the exact same thing, but the Last Outlaws, Last Ride, I'm actually a little more excited for it than fucking – no offense to John Cena. And I've just never been a Cena guy. Even as a kid, fucking Sean Note. Like, he was never my guy.
You're more Batista. It was either Batista or Cena.
I was Batista.
Yeah.
And I like Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton too, yeah.
Because in low key, I'm kind of a piece of shit. So when he was a bad guy, I really liked Randy Orton.
Yeah.
As a kid, even I rooted for him, and he was doing some sinister shit. But Batista, I really fuck with. Yeah, never seen it. Thank you. Exactly. Cena was never my guy. And the thing is, as I rapped, I loved the rap shit, but I just always found him corny. I always found the jean shorts, and I just never. I never attached to him like that. I was never a Cena sucks guy. I just never really gave a shit.
No, I was the same thing. I was the same way.
But I am happy for him, and this thing that they got him in, it's a cool storyline, and they're doing good work with that. But Double J and MJF and what they're setting up, like I know the people bitching that fucking MJF he needs to be doing more. It's like you can't fight for the world title every fucking night. Sometimes you got to do an underneath program. Double J's a hell of a fucking hand and one of the legends of the business that fucking MJF could learn some shit from him. That's a good little program. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why can't they? It's always fucking AEW doesn't tell any stories. And then when they try to tell a story, it's like, that's not the right story. It's like they're trying.
They're trying.
All right. Side note, deep down, John Cena is his idol. And why did I start reading this comment? And the reason he fronts on him is because he wants to be like him. But only back when he was with Nikki. I would fuck Nikki Bella. I think she's a horrible human being. And which isn't fair because I haven't met her. But
like I said earlier, they talk about, you can look, but you can't touch. However, most of the male population has touched.
Yeah. We're not.
She's sucking on Traders, I think. I don't know if you guys watched it yet.
I haven't seen it.
I'd love to see, speaking of touching, I'd love to see Brittany touch her.
Derek's on Traders.
I like
I thought it was Brittany and Danielle.
He's a surprise.
Oh. So
spoilers.
Droopy Dog is on
Who's this, Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like what they're doing with The Last Outlaw, and I hope it works out. And I would bang Nikki Bella. But I don't want to be like John Cena. Britt Baker or Chelsea Green? Are we talking about ability, Sean? Or are we talking about
ability? I would actually go Chelsea, and Porkin I would go Chelsea. Britt Baker to me has lost a lot of her. I don't think Britt Baker's as good as she once was.
You know where I am going, so you don't even have to ask me.
Well, it's harder with AEW because, and I don't want to fucking be that guy that always, and I do love AEW, and I got like a really soft spot in my heart for them. But like the booking has fucked over so many people from the beginning that like anybody that was about to be a star, like Darby looks the same way.
Yeah,
all of those people are stale except for MJF. Like all of them, the Jungle Boys,
the same.
All of those guys. And she was she was going to be the leader of the women's division. But when you get given, bad material to work with so much, you don't really develop and get better and become a star. And she never really did. And I like her, and I think she's good. And she really turned me off when it seemed like she didn't give a fuck about that Mercedes match. No,
I think they're going to run it back.
He's going to climb it, apparently. He broke his foot. He broke his foot in a match with Jay White, and he couldn't do it. So he's doing the climb this year. I think I think like a couple weeks after Revolution.
Yeah.
So in a couple months, I think he's climbing.
I think it's in April.
That's why the people thinking he's going to get the belt. It's like if he gets it, he's not fucking having it for very long. He's climbing Mount Everest, for God's sake. That takes like 2 months.
And that takes like 3 months.
If he makes it.
Yeah.
People die up there. That's the crazy thing. And he's like, I don't care if I die. It's like, dude, can you just wrestle? Like, I get you're really this Daredevil, the character, but can you just fucking do some coffin drops and call it a day? Because they need him. That's the thing with all these guys, with MJF and Darby and like the founding fathers. AEW does not need Kenny Omega to go away. As much as I might not be a Kenny Omega guy, they need Kenny Omega there. They need MJF there. They need those guys because they don't have. And the other guys aren't working. They need the guys that the fans like relate to from the beginning.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, I totally agree.
All right. But let's head over to AEW and let's head over to Collision. By the way, I think there's going to be a fuck finish with Shinsuke in LA. I don't think we're going to have a conclusive winner.
Okay.
Big Bill and Cope.
Cope the dope.
Cope.
Yeah, Cope's winning. How about Jericho and Harwood?
I would almost say Jericho because I think the dull Blade Riders are gonna cost them the match. Like this, the whole Death Rider thing. And I just want to say this real quick about Pac. About Pac. He hasn't been on TV in a few weeks because he went back. He still lives overseas because he refuses to buy a house in these United States. All right?
Do you blame him?
Like, Tony Khan has said it is much easier for you to work in AEW if you live here. But because Tony Khan doesn't like to fire people, like
he has kids.
But like, still, it's just like Tony Khan's like, you need to buy a house here. You need to live here because every time he goes back overseas, he can't come back for like another 2 or 3 months. And he's in he's in the main storyline right now, and he's one third of the trios champions.
But that guy, we still got Wheeler Yuta around.
So like that, like, and I understand not wanting to live in the United States.
You could live in Canada.
He must be a TikTok fan.
But I agree. That builds on the point. And I'm sorry, Buffalo Boy, I know, but we need the Darby Allins and the fucking Pacs and those guys to stay around so I don't have to deal with the fucking Wheeler Yutas and the fucking Daniel Garcias of the world. I'm sick of this shit. Fucking bullshit's getting pushed and bad wrestlers are getting fucking pushed. When fucking Wheeler's not a bad wrestler. He just has no fucking personality and he's not a star.
He's from Philadelphia. That's why.
What do you expect from a Philadelphia guy?
Yeah, but he can wrestle though. But fucking Garcia, get the fuck out of here. Why did you people try to make me believe in Daniel Garcia? Oh, fuck that dance. And that shit sucks so bad, and he gets no pop.
Yeah, because it looks like he's fucking an invisible blow-up doll.
And he thinks it's over, and that's AEW's whole fucking thing. They think stupid shit gets over, and they're like, let's do this. I mean, the
I fell for it too.
Less than it was last week, but That's something I didn't fall for. Did I like when he showed up in the match with Ospreay? Yeah.
Everybody believes in Joe Hendry, Sean.
Yeah, he's fine. He's an indie guy. Could he have main roster appeal? Maybe. But I think Joe Hendry on a main episodic wrestling TV show gets lost in the shuffle, in my opinion.
Exactly.
If he stays around TNA and shit like that, he's a good character.
He's wrestling Dolph Ziggler tonight.
Yeah.
Or Nick Nemeth.
And he's cool. I don't hate that character, but I don't see it working on fucking Raw on Netflix or SmackDown.
No, I mean, it worked in NXT, but...
Yeah. Smaller scale, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Mariah May and is it Harley Cameron?
Yeah.
And Harley
May.
Cameron?
Mariah May.
Mariah May.
And then, as far as Raw goes, we know 4 of the matches, right?
Yeah. Finn and Damian street fight. Who wins?
Oh, it's got to be Damian because this thing has to end.
Dame.
Yeah, but has Balor gotten a win?
No, he hasn't, but, he's not... He needs to get kicked out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Desperately.
Yeah.
All right. Penta, well, maybe Penta and Chad Gable.
I mean, as far as I know, the graphic has been shown that it's Penta, so I'm saying Penta.
Me too.
Penta.
Now, if it were Vince booking, it would be Chad Gable.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He wasn't. I don't know if Shorty G would. I mean, between Luchadors and Troy, I think he'd just pull a Tajiri and Rhino at that house show, come out and cancel the match. Say fuck these guys.
Yeah.
I don't think any of neither of those gentlemen are Vince McMahon's cup of tea. But all right, what else?
The Women's Intercontinental Final.
Valkyrie.
Yeah. I definitely go Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, she beats
She
beats Dakota Kai. I like Dakota Kai, but
I like Dakota. I'm gonna say Dakota.
Well, you can tell. Yeah, but Damage Control, in EO still, Dakota's EO's muscle. And, I like Dakota, but, they already had Ilya or Lyra?
Lyra.
They already had Ilya Dragunov. They already had Lyra beat EO. So it would be weird if she beat the leader of the group and then loses to a henchman. And they're kind of building her for this not top, but for it seems like if the first Intercontinental Champion's going to be her in my eyes. It seems like they're kind of giving her since they brought her up, they really didn't do much with her. They got her to the King of the Ring final, and then after she fucking seeped into Nia Jax's buttocks, she fucking kind of disappeared for a while. Didn't really do much. So,
Yeah.
Wouldn't you disappear in that ass?
I mean, yeah, I think a lot could, but I go Valkyrie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Dakota, just be different.
You do you. And then Sheamus and Ludwig.
Ooh, Kaiser.
I feel like they're going to try to do more with Kaiser.
You like that?
No, I hate his guts, but I do.
You feel me?
I'm gonna say Sheamus.
And what's announced on Dynamite? I know we're getting Omega and Cage.
Yeah, and then
And,
Hobbs and
Moxley.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
And then the Women's Casino Gauntlet, which Statlander's number 1.
Okay.
Who's gonna win that? And it's for the number 1 contender for women's, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Tony Time.
I'm gonna say Statlander.
I think she comes back as Tony Time.
Timeless Tony.
Time is Tony. Thank you.
I don't see it happening because she just came back as the rebel Tony Storm or whatever. I think it's gonna be Statlander because Statlander hasn't had a match with Mariah May yet.
Yeah, because she was fighting for the TBS.
Yeah. So she hasn't had the match with her yet. So I think she's gonna end up wrestling Mariah May.
I could see that. I wonder if Monet is going to be in it.
I want Hobbs to beat John so bad.
I
That
would
be awesome.
I would love that too. I just don't.
It's not gonna happen.
That would be a big swerve. That's like when Big E won the title on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. And I think Omega definitely. If it's Omega's in-ring return on Dynamite, he's beating Cage.
And that's Brian Cage for people that don't know.
Yeah.
But we have 2 Cages now. I think maybe.
He will betray Roman and attack Cody next. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, Sean, I did love Hogan getting booed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did. I know Cornette did.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff didn't. He's probably like, my baby. Oh no.
Can I still suck your dick, Hulk?
I didn't even hear what Eric Bischoff said about it. I have to listen to that.
All right. Let's head back to the year 1998.
I'll get the time machine fired up.
Boobadoo.
I was
And we're
13 years old.
I was 1.
And Doug was 12.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually only a few months because I was born in October of 97. So.
I don't even remember when the first time was. I know it was in 98 when I first started having you watch wrestling, but I can't remember. Like,
started the brainwashing young.
Yeah.
I wasn't even 1 yet.
Yeah.
But, so this is what we're doing. Doug's been kicking my ass in the ratings. We've been doing the ratings with a random number generator. I've been doing better than him critically, and Eric has been our critic vote, and we're calling him Eric Seltzer. And she.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, Doug.
But I've been calling him Alka Seltzer because after dealing with him, I need Alka Seltzer.
You ready to get to the show?
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with.
You pulling up the generator?
Yeah, but we're probably going to go through a show first before we bring it up.
Okay.
Yep.
Nitro. What's the date, Doug?
I already did that Nitro. That was the last one I left off on.
Okay.
So now I got the Thunder. January 15th, 1998. Houston, Texas. I'll go through it quickly because I know we want to get through all this stuff. Opening match, I have the Barbarian taking on Ray Traylor. Jimmy Hart wants Ray Traylor to join the First Family. Ray Traylor, by the way, wins the match after about 7 minutes with a sidewalk slam. Jimmy Hart asks Ray Traylor to join the First Family. Ray Traylor says no. Then we go to now, is he going to review everything after I say it, or is he just going to?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. No, we're going to do the same thing we did last week.
Which was?
Review after.
He's going to review the whole show, and then we'll do the random number generator.
Okay. But then when we get to Nitro and Raw, that's when he reviews everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were on the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just because Eric gets a lot of flack for that.
But all right, so then we go to an interview with Larry Zbyszko. He says he's going to stretch Scott Hall. Louis Spicolli then comes out and challenges Zbyszko to a match on Saturday night, and Zbyszko says sure. Next up, we have Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio Jr. for the Cruiserweight title. Rey retains after about 12 minutes. Chris Jericho attacks Rey Mysterio after the match and goes after his leg. Because they are going to wrestle each other at the Clash. Where the hell my pen go? There we are. All right. Next up, we have Jim the Anvil Neidhart taking on Nature Boy Ric Flair. Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, and Bret Hart all get involved, so it ends up in a double DQ after about 7 minutes, with Ric Flair standing tall after clearing the ring with a chair. And then we have Scott Norton versus Kevin Nash. Match goes about 5 minutes. Nash is about to set up for the jackknife powerbomb. Scott Hall and Macho Man come out, attack the referee, confront Kevin Nash. Eric Bischoff comes out and tries to talk to his troops. Savage says, "You're not in charge anymore." John Nord takes on Bill Goldberg. Goldberg gets the win after 3 minutes. Then we have a 6-man tag. Saturn, Hammer, and Riggs of the Flock versus Dean Malenko, Steve Mongo McMichael, and Chris Benoit. Raven tries to attack Benoit, but Benoit sidesteps him and locks him in the crippler crossface on the arena floor. Then we get an interview with JJ Dillon, and he announces the main event for Saturday night, which is going to be the main event for Nitro, which is going to be the Giant and the Macho Man. Disco Inferno then takes on Rick Martel. Mongo and them win the 6-man tag after about 8 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Disco Inferno and Rick Martel. After about 5 minutes, Rick Martel gets a win with the Quebec Crab. Jimmy Hart comes out and tries to recruit Disco into the First Family again. Your main event is Scott Hall taking on Lex Luger. The NWO attacks Luger, but Sting, the Giant, Diamond Dallas Page, and Rick Steiner all make the save and fend off the NWO. Match goes about 7 minutes. It's a DQ win for Luger. Scott Steiner and Kevin Nash are just standing in the aisleway watching.
No.
So that ends Thunder.
Sound like a good show.
Okay. Thank you.
I give it a 7 out of 5. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 5.
Remember, I am Dave, so.
That's true. That was a great response.
Yeah, that.
All right.
But yeah, 7 out of 10. Good job, Doug.
Thank you.
You're starting off better than you did last week.
Yeah, but I still beat him in the numbers.
All right, keep talking while I do this.
So that's how that goes. Yeah, I feel like now I'm starting to get a groove here.
I can tell.
So having trouble trying to get the
No, I'm just figuring it out.
But yeah, so I'm still building up to my Clash, which is going to be a Saturday night.
Sean gave me an 8.
Oh, you're going to give it an 8?
No, Sean did.
Oh,
Sean gave it an 8.
Yep.
There you go.
Woohoo!
All right.
Okay, what do we got here?
I'm going to do one just to test it.
I'm going to say 1.5.
All right. Sorry for the dead noise, guys. We're just getting that up right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Let's generate the number. I was trying to do decimal. Okay. All right. Between 5 million
and 100,000, right?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
All right. So it looks like 3.9. Yep, 3.9 and 3.97, so almost a 4.
There you go.
So
the people like you.
let's see. So rating. So crowd or rating is 3. I'll say 3.97.
I know you got Saturday night, but when would your next Nitro be?
That's
after my Rumble, right?
No, the night. Yeah, it's the night. It's the night after the Rumble.
Okay, cool. So you do your Saturday night, and then I'll show people the Rumble.
Yeah, and kick my ass in the ratings. All right, Saturday night.
Hopefully.
January 17th, 1998, Tupelo, Mississippi. We're going to start off with Larry Zbyszko taking on Louis Spicolli. They go about 5 minutes. Scott Hall causes or Larry Zbyszko chokes out Louis Spicolli with the choke sleeper. Scott Hall attacks Larry Zbyszko after the match to set up their match at the Clash of the Champions next Saturday. We get an interview with Ray Traylor. He challenges his former friend Scott Steiner to a match on Nitro. Real barn burner here. The Faces of Fear, Ming and the Barbarian versus Glacier and Ernest the Cat Miller. Hugh Morris and Disco Inferno interfere in the match, helping Ming and Barbarian win. Halfway through the match, Glacier walks out on his partner. So after about 7 minutes, Faces of Fear win. We get an interview with Glacier after that, says he's done playing nice. Up next, we get Kendall Windham and Goldberg. Goldberg wins after 2 minutes. Then we get an interview with Scott Steiner. He accepts Ray Traylor's challenge. He said he wants to do things his way. Then we get Kurt Hennig taking on Liz Mark Jr. After 5 minutes, Kurt Hennig wins with the Hennigplex. We get an interview with Kurt Hennig and Rick Rude. Kurt Hennig says he's going to be the #1 contender for the world title for Uncensored after next Saturday's Clash of Champions. Saturn versus Dean Malenko. After about 12 minutes, Dean Malenko wins with the Texas Cloverleaf. Then we get an interview with Rick Steiner and Ted DiBiase. Rick wants to know what's going on with his brother Scott. Then up next, we have Yuji Nagata and Diamond Dallas Page for the U.S. title. Page wins after 4 minutes with the Diamond Cutter. Page then cuts an interview saying that he is going to wrestle Scott Norton on Nitro Monday night.
For the title?
For the title. He's going to defend the title there. Then we get Chris Jericho versus the Ultimo Dragon. Jericho wins after 9 minutes in the Lion Tamer. We then get an interview right after with Rey Mysterio Jr. where he says that he doesn't like Chris Jericho's new attitude and he's going to take care of Jericho at the Clash. Main event time. Scott Norton and Buff Bagwell versus Rick Steiner and Lex Luger. Luger and Steiner win the match after Luger puts Bagwell in the torture rack. Scott Steiner attacks Lex Luger after the match. Sting makes a save and challenges Scott Steiner to says he will defend his title against Scott at the Clash of Champions next Saturday.
Nice. For a Saturday night show, I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Cool.
All right. Let's see what the numbers say. All right. Let's see what Saturday night did for a rating.
All right.
4.6.
Wow. It's better than Thunder.
And it was 2.0 last Saturday.
So you're up. He's up.
I think your Saturday shows are doing the best, Doug.
He's had some good nitros.
Yeah. Let's see. What was... Yeah, because Nitro was 4.1 last week. So we'll see if I can climb up a little bit with Nitro this upcoming week. But you got to Rumble now.
All right, time for the WWF side of things. And we are going to hit you all with the Royal Rumble. All right, the top storylines that are going into this obviously is Austin and Shawn Michaels. That's going to be the semi-main, and obviously those two in their championship match. Also, the Royal Rumble and the plot lines in it. The Nation have been arguing. Triple H or Shawn Michaels is also a wanted man for multiple men, like Owen Hart, Undertaker, Austin. But Undertaker's dealing with Kane right now as well. Dr. Death's in the mix and is being dangerous. Vader's kicking everybody's ass. And that's kind of where we're at.
Yep.
So walking into Royal Rumble, we start off with Vader versus the Sultan. And that goes about 5 minutes. And the Sultan has Mr. Fuji next to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Vader beats the shit out of the Sultan in 5 minutes and beats the shit out of Mr. Fuji.
well, Fuji's done.
He rips the Sultan's mask off and rips the clothes off and then puts the Sultan through a table. So that's the end of that.
Oh, because Vader's gimmick right now is to get rid of all the shit, right?
Yes. He has been, every time a bad gimmick or stuff that wasn't working in the WWF shows up on screen, Vader comes out and beats the shit out of him.
Just for that.
So next up, we got The Rock with the Nation versus Mark Merrill, and he's got Sable with him for the Intercontinental Championship. Farouk interferes in the match and screws Rock over, and Merrill gets the 1, 2, 3 and wins the Intercontinental Championship.
Whoa.
Nice. I give the Vader match 2.5, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You give that 2.5?
Yep.
All right.
Just because after the match, what you did.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Rock and Merrill go about 14 minutes, but and after a hard-fought contest, Farouk screws Rock over, trips him up. Merrill wins. Merrill and Sable leave, and fucking Farouk and Kama come in, and they start beating the shit out of The Rock.
Oh, wow.
And then The Rock gets up and starts delivering a little bit of the people's fucking ass kickage to them. And then fucking D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry come out, beat the fuck out of The Rock. Everybody stomps The Rock and does the Nation thing in the middle of the ring over The Rock's carcass.
I like that. 3.5.
Thank you. Now D'Lo and Mark have officially joined. Next up, we got Owen Hart versus Triple H for the European Championship. This goes about 15 minutes. Owen Hart locks the sharpshooter and gets Triple H to tap out. He gets on the mic and he said, "Brett, that was for you." And he says, "This is for my family, and this is for everybody that's been screwed over by this shitty business, and he's coming to avenge." And Shawn Michaels, watch your ass.
3.75.
Thank you.
Tape your butt shut.
Next, we got the New Age Outlaws versus the Legion of Doom. This goes about 7 minutes. The Outlaws sneak the win with a quick roll-up. This one, it's kind of building to something else. And the Legion of Doom's getting old, so they work. It's kind of similar to the Royal Rumble '98 match, but less humiliating to the Legion of Doom. But the New Age Outlaws do sneak out a win and defend the tag belts.
I'll give it a 2.25.
All right, next up, we got Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the World Heavyweight Championship. These guys beat the shit out of each other. This goes 20 minutes. Austin has the blood flowing. Austin hits a sharpshooter on Shawn. Shawn hits a sharpshooter on Austin. They trade each other's finishes. Shawn does a stunner. Austin does like a little super kick, but he does it to the gut, and then he flips him off after he looks up. And there's a couple of big spots in the match. The biggest spot where Triple H tries to get involved, gets a stunner. China tries to get involved, gets a stunner. And then Shawn fucking goes to super kick Austin and fucking hits the referee. We do a ref bump. Austin hits him with the stunner. There's no ref. Austin gets on the microphone and he said, "Damn it, somebody get out here right now. I'm about to win my gold." And that's when Jimi Hendrix hits and Hollywood Hulk Hogan makes his debut to the WWF.
Ooh.
Hollywood Hogan comes out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You already wrote him off. We made a deal. He's on my show.
I didn't know. I'm surprised this is how you're using them.
Hollywood Hogan comes out to the ring, kind of makes it like he might be buddies with Stone Cold, but you can tell Stone Cold doesn't trust him. kicks him in the balls, does the big boot, hits the leg drop, picks Sean up, takes the referee shirt off the referee, puts him on himself, counts the 1, 2, 3. Sean defends the championship. Austin doesn't get the gold.
Damn. Oh, no.
Hey, it was both your boys. I tried to make it come as best as I could. But fucking somebody had to win, and fucking Shawn Michaels had to do it. So Shawn Michaels got the win, and fucking he defends his belt. Shawn Michaels is still your WWE champion. Sean's pissed. I know, it's a swerve, bro. Listen, Russo is still in my employment in this era. Technically, Russo is still with the company.
I give it a 4.75. Just I wanted Austin to win, so I give it 4.75.
Oh, God. Oh, see, he's just like Meltzer. I'm not putting his favorites over, so I'm getting fucked in the ratings. But I swear to God, if this gets a buy rate of 5,000, I'm going to fucking smash the computer. But
we need this.
I know, but still. I need this. But no, that's the title match. Sean goes over.
I still love it.
Hollywood doesn't celebrate with him. He just gets out of the ring and goes to the back, and then Sean celebrates with DX. I'd have Hogan. Having Hogan.
Is Hogan going to join DX?
I mean, it's 98 Hogan. He's not promoting his beer here, Sean, all right? Hollywood Hogan was fucking awesome. We can all act like we hate Hulk Hogan now, and I get it. He sucks. But if you want to act like he doesn't mean a lot to pro wrestling, we're all lying. And as a heel in WCW, he was the tits.
Yeah.
He was still the tits. I got rid of him. I traded him to
He shouldn't have been world champion for 15 years, but he was the tits.
Daniel had a point.
Thank you, Eric. We're going to end this thing with the Royal Rumble match, baby. And I'm not going to go through every spot. I am going to go through every entrant, though.
Okay.
We start the match out with Shamrock and Blackman.
Okay.
Hard fought, start kicking each other's ass. Then we have Taka come out. Taka Michinoku. Taka starts flying around. Then Savio Vega comes in. If you were me, I would have brought him back. He's my number one. Well, just wait till the end of the show. See what happens. Savio Vega comes out. Taka Michinoku. They're all going at it, all four. Taka gets eliminated by Shamrock. Savio ends up getting eliminated. Mosh comes out, adds to the brutality. Then Kama Mustafa, and that's the nation's presence. Then you have Kurrigan, the Truth Commission.
Yeah.
Everyone's in there. They're all in there. Then you got Henry Godwin. Then you got D'Lo Brown to help Kama. Then you have Chainsaw Charlie come out. And on Chainsaw Charlie's way to the ring, Vader fucking attacks him before he can get in the ring, breaks the chainsaw in half, and beats the shit out of Charlie and puts him through the announce table. So Charlie never gets to enter. Vader doesn't enter. He just leaves. He just wanted to kill Chainsaw Charlie. Then China comes out. We have a woman in this thing.
A year before it actually happens.
Yeah, I'm breaking history. So China comes out, adds to the commotion. Then Farouk comes out. Now, this is when the nation grows very strong and gets everybody out because you got Kama, D'Lo, and Farouk. So everybody gets eliminated except for Shamrock. Shamrock holds on, but Blackman, Mosh, Kurrigan, Henry Godwin, and China all get eliminated. And then Mark Henry comes out. They start beating up on Shamrock. Shamrock's trying to fight. Shamrock's trying to hold his own and fucking he's hitting suplex on all the guys, but the numbers is too much. You got 4 nation members to fucking 1 Shamrock. And that's when the electrifying fucking people's champion, that's when The Rock comes out. And that's when The Rock's fucking music hits. And he's holding his ribs a little bit, but the people are fucking happy. And fucking The Rock comes out to fight his old buddies. And he comes out and he starts kicking ass. But obviously they start overpowering him too. Thrasher comes out, the other headbanger, and gets eliminated in 5 seconds. Thrasher gets fucked up. Rock starts getting his ass kicked again. Shamrock's laying in the corner. While all this happens, we have a surprise return at number 16. Ahmed Johnson returns.
Ooh.
Ahmed Johnson returns. He comes in, he helps The Rock. He hits a couple fucking plunges. and he fucking kicks the nation's ass. They get Kama out of there. They get D'Lo out of there. They get Mark out of there. Farouk does end up eliminating Ahmed. But Rock eliminates Farouk. And then it's just Farouk and Shamrock in the ring.
You mean Rock and Shamrock?
Yeah, did I say Farouk?
Yeah.
Then it's just Rock and Shamrock in the ring. Cool?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. At number 17, Recon of the Truth Commission comes out.
I don't even know if he was in the Rumble that year, but
No, but he's on my roster.
there you go.
So Recon comes out in the match. He joins the action. And then we get Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack comes out and starts kicking a little ass.
Good.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we get the new Intercontinental Champion, Mark Marrow, shows up. And then
Now, is he Marvelous Mark Mirror or the Wild Man?
he's marvelous.
Okay.
He's not as Healy, though. He's starting to get jealous of Sable, but we're working that more after Rumble.
Okay.
He's not as jealous as he was during this time. Brian Christopher comes out at 20, starts flying around, fucking being Grandmaster Sexy. Then we have Aguila,
Sexy.
who was S.A. Rios. And everybody's in the ring fighting. Then we have the Godfather, who is Flash Funk in this universe. Flash Funk is my Godfather. And he comes out with the whole train, and he rolls a fatty for the Pimp Daddies. And he fucking does the whole deal. People start clearing house. Shamrock gets a second win and starts clearing fucking house. He eliminates everybody but Cactus and Rock. Godfather gets eliminated too. Then Phineas comes out. Phineas Godwin. And then the bell tolls. And at 24, The Undertaker comes out.
Uh-oh.
The Undertaker starts clearing house now and eliminating everybody. And it gets down to him. He eliminates Cactus. And it gets down to him, Shamrock, and Rock. Everybody gets eliminated. That's left by the end. I think it's only 2 people now. But Phineas and Godfather both take a fucking hike. Then fucking flames rise from the ring and fucking Kane comes out. Kane and Undertaker have a stare off in the middle of the ring. They start beating the shit out of each other. They start brawling. They brawl over the top rope. Both men get eliminated, and they brawl into the audience and out to the arena. And they just start kicking each other's ass. And that brotherly feud is coming to a head. Then Triple H comes out, who is very, disappointed about his loss earlier, but he adds to the action. And then at 27, we have the Blackheart Owen Hart. He comes out, fucking chases. Triple H jumps over the ropes because he's so scared, and fucking Owen ducks under, though, and he chases him out. So that's what eliminates Triple H. And then Owen runs back and joins the match.
So Triple H eliminates himself.
Yes. Triple H is
I'm
kind
gonna
of
be
pissed
pissed.
in the universe. Listen, I love Triple H, and I love what he's done with the product. He got enough love in what actually happened, all right?
Yeah.
This booking, just like I'm not doing the McMahons, Triple H is taking a bit of a backseat for a couple years. We might fucking do something with him later. But
So I must be pissed that he eliminated himself.
then Goldust comes out.
Ooh,
Goldust
28, right?
adds to the heat. And then at number 29, that Jimi Hendrix hits again, and Hulk Hogan comes out at the number 29th entrant. And he's accompanied with Shawn Michaels, who's holding a baseball bat. He
Oh.
joins the action, and fucking Shawn Michaels is looking on with the bat. He's trying to, fuck people over and get in there and help as much as he can. We have some eliminations. Goldust gets eliminated. It ends up just being Hulk Hogan, Owen Hart, Shamrock, and Rock. I believe that's all that's left. And Shawn Michaels standing outside. So it's those 4. Fucking Owen's about to eliminate him. He's about to eliminate Hogan. And then fucking Shawn rolls in and hits Owen Hart, the Blackheart, with the sweet chin music. And then fucking Owen falls out to the floor. And then fucking He fucking drags him over so you can see him a little bit better, but it's in front of everybody. And fucking Sean slaps the sharpshooter on Owen Hart.
So Owen's eliminated, or did he get?
That's to get some massive heat. Owen got eliminated. Owen's out of the match.
Okay.
So now all we have left are Shamrock, who's been since number 1, a tough son of a bitch. We have The Rock, and we have Hulk Hogan. I believe everybody else has been eliminated.
Undertaker and Kane got rid of each other, right?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
So now we have the number 30 spot. We have 3 men in the ring. Who is going to be in the final 4? Who is number 30? It's going to be Dr. Death. That's what we know. He won the number 1 contenders match. He's ready. But then we pan to the backstage and Dr. Death's land. And Dr. Death is not fucking worse for wear. And fucking it looked, and we need a replacement. We need a number 30. We don't know if Vader hurt him. We don't know whoever hurt him, but he's knocked out. He's fucked up. Just after we pan to that, the glass shatters and Stone Cold Steve Austin comes back out.
I knew you were going to go that way.
Everybody off, telling everybody to fuck off. Sean runs to him in the alleyway, hits him with a stunner. Fuck you. And he fucking hits the ring. And the final 4 is Rock, Shamrock, Austin, and Hogan. And they go to war. Shamrock, who's had a hell of a fucking performance, he suplexes Rock out of the ring. So Rock gets eliminated. He has fucking Hogan in an ankle lock, and he's got him in the ring, and Hogan's tapping, but you can't get Hogan out of there because it's a fucking elimination match. And that's when fucking Hogan gets kind of close to the ropes for a rope break, but he still got the ankle lock. Austin comes from behind him, eliminates Shamrock. It's Austin and Hogan. That's the 2 men left in the ring. Shamrock fought his ass off from number 1. He lasted to the very end, but he couldn't quite do it. And that's when Austin and Hogan face off. Hogan goes to shake his hand. Austin gives him the bird. They go at it for a few minutes. Sean tries to go back in, tries to go hit Austin with a sweet chin music. He ends up hitting Hogan. After he hit Hogan, Hogan bounces off the ropes, bounces back into a stunner, and then out of the ring. Austin wins the Royal Rumble. So we end the night.
Yourself.
Thank you. It's a long-term story, just like Triple H says. Wait till the end of the show. It's a long haul, and we're still just fucking planning for shit. But that's my Royal Rumble. Austin ends up winning. I appreciate all the love. He gives it a 10 out of 10.
That was good.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I put a little bit of work into that one. I wanted that to be the shit.
Just for the ending, I give the show a 10 out of 10 too.
Oh shit! Thank you. Let me write that down.
You redeem yourself with that ending.
Thank you.
Even though Shawn Michaels is another one of his favorites.
Austin's always going to be number 1 for me.
Yeah, we're still kind of building that up. Like, it's not over. Austin's still going for that gold. And no matter how many people try to fuck him over, it doesn't matter. And that's kind of what we're still building towards Austin. We're just doing it in a different way, and we're doing it without Vince McMahon. Because we're going to try to build it. That's what we're doing here, is trying to make Austin the global superstar that he becomes, but doing it without the biggest storyline that he's ever had. And this is the building blocks to doing that. So let's go to the random number generator.
Oh, this I can't wait.
Son of a bitch. I better do good.
Better get a 10.
All right. 100,000 out of 10 million. Can you see it, Eric?
Yep.
The Royal Rumble pay-per-view got a buy rate of, after critically getting 10 out of 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Great show. The buy rate is 2.8 million.
Oh.
Which is actually a really good buy rate, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good buy rate.
I don't think a wrestling pay-per-view ever got that.
Well, we're making history. We couldn't pop $1 million on Raw before we're doing this. We kill it on pay-per-view, damn it. I appreciate the love. That's my Royal Rumble. We'll lead into Raw next, but first we're going to go back to Doug and Nitro. We'll probably just get through this week and then call it.
All right, and then I'll do the Clash next time.
Yeah, unless we have time at the end. But I don't want you to have to rush through the Clash.
All right. So Nitro, because this is the show that I'm really supposed to pay the most attention to, I'll get into more detail on
Yeah,
this.
go ham on this. Nitro. And is this the go home to the Clash?
This is the go home Nitro to the Clash.
Okay.
Okay. So we open up Mortis and Wrath versus Booker T and Rick Martel. Martel and Booker win the match after 9 minutes. Booker hits the Harlem Hangover on Mortis, gets the win. Booker T, after the match, agrees to give Rick Martel a TV title shot at the Clash. Then we get an interview with Kevin Nash. He promises to take care of the Giant at the Clash. He then says that he's going to straighten out the NWO after. Then we have Scott Steiner. Or wait, is Eric supposed to rate my matches here?
Yeah.
First match,
Yeah.
3 out of 10. I mean, 3 out of 5.
Okay. And then,
That's a 3-5.
yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. All right. So then our second match is Scott Steiner and Ray Traylor. After about 7 minutes, Ray Traylor has Steiner on the ropes, but the first family, Ming Barbarian, Hugh Morris, Chris Jericho, and Disco Inferno come out, and they distract Traylor long enough for Scott Steiner to hit the belly-to-belly and then lock him in the Steiner recliner for the win.
Nice. I give that, and also 3 out of 5.
That does sound like a dope match.
Yeah.
It does.
So
Another 3.
next up, we have Chris Jericho taking on Marty Jannetty. Jericho wins the match after about 4 minutes, locks Jannetty in the Lion Tamer. Rey Mysterio comes out after the match and does a springboard dropkick, sends Jericho over the top rope, then comes out and does a dive on top of Jericho.
Nice. Just for that, I'll give it 2.5.
He liked that. He liked that.
Yeah. So now we have an interview with Rick Steiner. He calls out his brother. His brother comes out, and Rick says he wants answers. He asks Scott, he goes, "What is going on with you? Like, just come on. What's going on here?" And Scott just walks away. And so then we go right into the U.S. title match, Scott Norton and Diamond Dallas Page. After 6 minutes, DDP hits the diamond cutter on Scott Norton, retains the title.
I'll give it a 2 out of 5.
Ray Traylor and Scott Steiner gets a 3 out of 5. And yet the fucking U.S. title match gets a 2.
Just because of, not because of Diamond, just because of the other guy.
Well, in that case, probably should have got a 1 out of 5. All right. Up next, we have Fit Finlay taking on Hugh Morris. And Hugh Morris is about to go for the No Laughing Matter when Ray Traylor comes out, pissed from earlier,
Yeah, he's mad.
and runs around the ring chasing Jimmy Hart. Hugh Morris gets distracted. Fit Finlay nails Hugh in the plums and then is able to get him in the Tombstone Pile Driver for the win after
Nice.
about 5 minutes.
I'll give that 2.5.
Next up, we have Kidman of the Flock taking on Chris Benoit. Benoit wins after about 6 minutes with the crippler crossface. Raven gets in Benoit's face after the match and goes to slap Benoit. Benoit, however, traps Raven in the crossface for the second time in less than a week.
Yeah.
And when the Flock come in to help Raven, Benoit escapes to the crowd.
3.25 out of 5.
All right. Then we have Kurt Hennig taking on Steve Mongo McMichael. Kurt Hennig wins after Rick Rude distracts Mongo after about 8 minutes. Mongo hits or Henning hits the Henningplex for the win. Bret Hart and Ric Flair come out, and they're all getting in each other's faces after this match, with Bret Hart standing tall after double clotheslining both Henning and Flair out of the ring.
Nice. Just for that, I'll give it 3.5.
Main event time. Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Giant. The Giant is setting up for the choke slam when the rest of the NWO comes out and attacks. Sting comes out to try to fend them off, but is blindsided by Scott Steiner. Steiner hits his Steiner screwdriver suplex pile driver, and then is offered an NWO shirt by the Macho Man, and he puts it on, and Scott Steiner is now a member of the NWO to end the show.
Nice. Give that a 4. Just for with that and the ending. So everything.
Yeah. All right. What do you give the show as a whole, Eric?
I thought it was a solid show. Probably the best one you've had so far. So I give it an 8 out of 10. What did I give the other two?
They were like yeah. Eric, Sean just gave it a 3.9 out of 5.
I thought it was a good program.
Yeah. Well, 3.9.
I thought it was your
out of
best one.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
All right.
So I did think it was your best one. Good job, Doug.
Thank you.
All right.
It's starting to improve.
Yes, it
let's
did.
Let's see what the numbers are. So what did Eric give it? I want to write this down.
Eric gave it a 8 out of 10.
Yep. His best show yet.
Ooh.
So hold on. So Monday Nitro last week
7.
was
I think you've given something an 8 out of 10 before.
Yeah. Monday Nitro last week, he gave a 7 out of 10. And 2 weeks ago, he gave it a 6.5.
All right. Well, let's see what the
every week.
You've been a casual darling. People love watching you.
Yeah.
So let's see what the numbers are for Nitro this week.
Okay.
Oh my God, you almost hit 10 million.
I hit 9.9.
And all time, probably the highest you can get on this almost, besides 10 million.
Wow.
So I guess the people agree that was your best show yet. We need to find a new way to do this metric. It's pissing me off. But the random shit was a fun idea. Not working for me, brother. But
I guess the generator likes Doug.
Yeah.
By the time somebody does. And Sean is digging the Rey Mysterio Chris Jericho storyline.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. You ready for Raw on January 19th?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All
The night
right.
after, right?
The night after the Rumble, yeah.
The night after. The announcers announced that we will be hearing from Hulk Hogan next week. So Hulk Hogan will not be making an appearance on this show. I just kind of want to keep up with his personality. He's not making a booking. So Shawn Michaels opens the show with Triple H and Chyna beside him, complaining about Stone Cold, saying that he's the greatest champion that there ever was and he shouldn't have to beat Steve twice just to prove that. He said he already kicked Austin's ass once. Why should he have to do it another time?
Well, because he won the Rumble.
He said he already took care of that prick, all the pricks of the Hart family, and he doesn't have to worry about Owen anymore. As he says that, Owen comes out with a steel chair. The Blackheart's music hits. Owen comes with a steel chair, flattens Triple H with the steel chair, even goes to strike Chyna with it. And they run out of the ring, and he drives them off. Owen's coming for him. To open the show match-wise, we have The Rock with Ahmed Johnson against D'Lo Brown with The Nation. The Rock, he's becoming a fan darling by The Nation turning on him and him going with Ahmed and his big performance in the Rumble. He's kind of an underdog right now, but he's the people's champion. He beats D'Lo Brown after 15 minutes. It's a hard-fought match. The Nation tried to get involved, but Ahmed's there to keep it fair.
Yeah.
Fuck it, and The Rock wins after 15.
Nice. I give that a 3 out of 5.
Yes. Next, we have Brian Christopher versus Kane. Kane beats Brian Christopher in 30 seconds. After the match, the lights go down. The bell tolls. And Undertaker, once the lights come up, is standing at the ramp. He's staring his brother down. They're staring at each other. No one's saying a word. No one has a microphone. That's how we go into the next segment. These two have unfinished business.
For the whole match and segment, I'm giving it 3 out of 5.
A 2 out of 5?
For the whole segment, I give it the match wise 1 out of 5, but for that segment, stare down 2 out of 5, so 3.
Thanks, brother. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Shawnee boy, we'll see you tomorrow. Can't wait. Going to be a big heavyweight clash.
Always a pleasure. All right, I appreciate that, Eric. The next segment, Fabulous Moolah comes out and announces the return of the Women's Championship and says the 2 special ladies will fight it out at WrestleMania for the gold. One of these women will be announced next week on Raw.
Ooh.
Then we go to Kurrigan versus Vader. After 6 minutes, Vader beats the shit out of Kurrigan. Then he goes out of the ring and destroys the whole Truth Commission. The Truth Commission is done after this. He grabs Jackal by the throat and he says, "You follow me now. It's Vader time." Jackal bows his head, and as Vader walks out of the ring, he walks behind him.
Nice.
I know I'm keeping callous. That might lose you as a viewer, but we're getting rid of the rest of the Truth Commission.
Vader's the gimmick killer.
Vader is the gimmick killer. All right. Backstage, Sunny's bragging to the Brooklyn Brawler that she's going to be the woman announced next week. And she's like, "It's going to be me. I'm the best woman wrestler in here. I'm the superstar. Everybody's here to see me." Then backstage, we go with Kevin Kelly, and Shamrock talks about the Royal Rumble and how he fought his ass off, and it says he has a lot of anger in his heart, and he plans on taking it out on Owen Hart next week for the European Championship. So we got our main event set for next week. Owen Hart and Shamrock for the European title. Should be a
like
big and then we shoot to another backstage, and Owen and Austin are seen talking. Then we go, Mark Merrow comes out with Sonny, and Mark issues an open challenge.
Sable.
Okay. He comes out with Sable, and he does an open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. Tiger Ali Singh comes out with a new look. He's wearing tights. He's dressing similar to Jinder Mahal.
Oh, boy.
But it said in like 2011 when he first came out. He's not wearing the whole robe and shit. He has a real attire, and he's ready to wrestle. And he comes out, and he takes the mic, and he said that Sable should cover up, and once he beats Merrow, he's going to buy her some clothes. During the match, Sable lifts up her top. We're in the Attitude Era, people.
Boobies!
We get some boobies. And it distracts Singh. Merrow gets the roll up, wins the match.
That's it. 5 out of 5.
Thank you. And the two flaunt out of the ring, and Sable looks better than ever, baby.
Boobies!
Then we go to the main event, and that's Stone Cold and Owen Hart versus DX and a 20-minute barn burner.
Wow.
It ends in a double DQ after they can't get all 4 men out of the ring. Austin hits all of DX with stunners except for Sean because Sean's too busy running from Owen Hart. Austin standing in the ring. He grabs his beers. He starts drinking and he starts flipping off. He grabs the microphone. He says, "I'm going to be the next WWE champion. I'm doing it for you people, but I'm doing it for my damn self. I'm tired of this corporation. I'm tired of everybody going against me, and it's Austin's time to shine." As he's talking, right after he talks, he throws the microphone, grabs beers, toasts him, but then Dr. Death comes in from behind and attacks the shit out of him. He attacks him with a sledgehammer. He focuses on the knee, and he busts Austin up and get him all bloody. He puts his fucking foot on Austin's throat. He grabs the mic and says, "Never get in my way again." Drops the mic, leaves the ring. That's how we end the show.
Wow.
How about a 5 there?
Thank you. We're trying to build Dr. Death up as a credible heel.
I like to see Dr. Death versus Austin. That's
Steve Williams versus Steve Williams. They had the same name.
Yep. You should do a Texas Death Match.
I might take that note. But all right, that's what we got. What'd you think of the show, Eric?
Great show. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 this week, so you win again.
Thank you.
I'm getting sick of this shit.
I'm getting sick of the fucking numbers.
But both of you guys did great. Not to take anything away from Doug. Doug, you still did great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Mine was just a bit better.
Somebody has to win. Maybe one of these weeks I'll even it out.
Yeah, and then I'll start looking good in a thong.
You didn't do your Thunder Saturday night yet, right?
No.
Okay.
You're gonna do
All
it.
right. So that was my note. We'll probably end with those two and then your clash.
Okay.
But let's get to my numbers. The random number generator, Eric, can you see it? Please do the same thing, you bitch. 100,000 to 10 million. What did Raw do after a great show? 9 out of 10. Critics loved it. A great comeback from the Royal Rumble. The WWF is very up critically, and we did a great buy rate. What's our number? 2.2?
Yeah. I mean, your Raw last week, if I remember correctly,
It was 900,000 or something.
yeah.
2.2 ain't bad. I'm hanging in there with Saturday night. Even though they got 4 last week. So Raw's slowly gaining the people, but the critics love it.
Yep.
My damn pen ran out of me.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's like election. Doug is winning the popular vote. You're winning the electorate.
I got the electoral down, damn it. Well, whoever has the electoral usually wins. So,
All right. So you want me to just
fuck you, Al Gore. Wait, what?
You want me to just go through my stuff?
Yeah.
Or so we're gonna end on the clash?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna try to get through this as quick as possible.
Well, take your time through the clash, though.
No, I'm gonna get through the. All right. So the main points: Thunder on January 22nd in St. Louis, Missouri. We had Booker T and Saturn with Booker T winning, the Flock attacking, Rick Martel making the save. All right. Interview with Ric Flair. Ric Flair is, says he's going to be the number 1 contender and he's going to get the title shot at Uncensored. Ming and Ray Traylor. Traylor wins the match, but the First Family beat the shit out of him after.
Oh, God.
All right. Chris Jericho and Disco Inferno of the First Family taking on Rey Mysterio Jr. and Dean Malenko. Jericho or Disco Inferno is pinned by Rey, but then Jericho attacks Rey after the match and starts going after the knee. Then we get an interview with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff says he's putting the family back together after the clash. Macho Man interrupts and says the family is stable. It just needs to drop all the dead weight. Then we get Riggs and Chris Benoit. Raven DDT's Benoit after the match after Benoit wins. Kurt Hennig, Jim Neidhart, Hennig, Flair, and Brett attack each other after the match after Kurt Hennig wins. Goldberg beats Finn Finlay after 2 minutes. Kevin Nash and Rick Steiner in the next match. Scott Steiner costs his brother Rick the match after about 10 minutes. Then we get Scott Hall versus the Giant. Macho Man goes to attack the Giant, but is stopped by Sting. The NWO then attacks. Kevin Nash comes out and just jackknifes Scott Hall and then walks away. And then the Giant and Sting clear house. And that ends the show.
Good job, Doug.
Thank you.
I give that probably 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. All right. So now, do we want to do the
By
number?
Yeah. 6 out of 10. Let's see what Thunder did number wise.
5.3.
5.3 million people.
Wow.
Doug is killing it.
Yeah. All right. So now Saturday night. By the way, Saturday night is actually the
Clash of the Champions.
What are you doing?
everything's highlighted. I'm trying to get the highlight off. Oh, thank you. All right. So Saturday night is actually the pre-show to Clash of Champions. So you get a 2-hour pre-show. Dayton, Ohio. Glacier defeats Norman Smiley after 3 minutes. Then we get an interview with Larry Zbyszko. Says he has backup in his match against Scott Hall coming up at the Clash. Hugh Morris versus Ultimo Dragon. Jimmy Hart trips up Ultimo Dragon, helping Hugh Morris hit a power slam, and then the No Laughing Matter for the win after 4 minutes. We get an interview with Rick Steiner. And Rick Steiner says he's not going to let his brother Scott steal the world title from Sting tonight. Buff Bagwell versus Lex Luger. Scott Steiner comes out to interfere, and Lex Luger and Sting chases him away. Luger wins with the rack. Psychosis and La Parca versus Juventud Guerrero and Super Colo. La Parca and Psychosis start to have some issues because Psychosis accidentally drop kicks La Parca. Juventud rolls up Psychosis for the win. Kurt Hennig and Rick Rude are then interviewed, and Hennig says he's dealing with Flair and Hart tonight, and he's going to become number 1 contender. Goldberg defeats Dave Taylor after 45 seconds. We get an interview with Chris Jericho promising Rey Mysterio will never, ever be the same again.
That's fine.
Mortis takes on Ernest the Cat Miller. Miller has the match won, but is kicked in the face by an interfering Glacier. Mortis then beats the Cat. We get an interview with the Giant who says he is the true Giant and he's going to beat Kevin Nash tonight. Renegade and Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty wins that after about 3 minutes. We get an interview with Booker T who says he's going to retain his title. Then we get the Macho Man Randy Savage versus Diamond Dallas Page in the main event for the U.S. title. And Kevin Nash comes out, hangs Macho Man or trips Macho Man up off the ropes or pushes him off the top rope. Page hits the Diamond Cutter. Page gets the win and retains the title. That ends Saturday night.
Am I going to do 2 different ratings for since there's 2 different shows? Okay.
Yeah.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what the people think for the go home. Saturday night hit a record number last week. What do we got?
1.7.
You're down.
Wow.
It fucking blows for a go home.
The other 9 that were there for Nitro said fuck it.
Yeah. All right. Now we have the Clash of Champions.
I'm excited for this.
Dayton,
show.
Ohio, January 24th, 1998. We open up with Chris Jericho.
What else do you have in January? One more Nitro, or is there the pay-per-view?
There's one more Nitro.
Because I think I just have one more Raw.
Yeah. I have a Nitro, a Thunder, and then a Saturday night. But that's all like that very next week.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay.
So we can do that like
Part 3 next week.
whenever.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
Okay. All right.
What do we got?
Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio Jr. for the Cruiserweight title. They're going to go about 13 minutes. Rey Mysterio still has the bum leg from Thunder. Jericho works on it. Jimmy Hart tosses Jericho the megaphone. Jericho clips Rey with the megaphone, locks in the Lion Tamer. Rey taps out, and then afterwards, Hugh Morris comes out, does the No Laughing Matter on Rey Mysterio's leg, and Jericho then smashes it with Jimmy Hart's megaphone, and Rey Mysterio has to be helped out on a stretcher.
Damn.
We then have, Eric, what's your rating for that?
Oh, I give it a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 5. Why do I keep saying 10?
You're a boob. All right. Then we have Raven and Chris Benoit. Raven's rules. They go about 12 minutes. Chris Benoit locks Raven in the crossface. Raven taps out.
4 out of 5.
Okay. All right. We have an interview with Eric Bischoff. Bischoff demands answers from the NWO. Savage comes out and instead of giving answers, just gives him an ass whooping.
Yes.
And hits a couple of elbow drops, and then Bischoff is taken out on the stretcher. So second stretcher job tonight.
Can I give that a rating?
You can if you want.
5 out of 5.
All right. We have Rick Martel taking on Booker T for the World Television title. It goes 11 minutes, and it's a 15-minute time limit because it's a big event. Booker T wins the match after the Harlem Sidekick and then the Harlem Hangover. After the match, both men shake hands. But Rick Martel says he can beat Booker T and wants another shot. But
shit.
Booker says, we'll see. Like, you had your shot. It's time for other people.
Yeah, you lost.
And Martel, not necessarily happy with that, but
He'll get over it.
yeah. All right. So, Eric, what do you give it?
3.5 out of 5.
Okay. Up next, we have Scott Hall with Louis Spicolli in the corner, taking on living legend Larry Zbyszko with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the returning Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in the corner. During the match, the Macho Man appears at ringside and whispers something in Steamboat's ear. Larry Zbyszko has Scott Hall beat. Louis Spicolli comes out, attacks Zbyszko, or gets in the ring, attacks Zbyszko. Steamboat goes in, throws Spicolli over the top rope, but then chops Zbyszko, and they beat down Larry. And Ricky Steamboat has joined the NWO.
Wow. Okay, I'll give that a 3.5 out of 5. Nice swerve there.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. The Battle of the Giants. Kevin Nash versus the Giant. So Rick Rude comes out as it looks like Kevin Nash is about to go for the jackknife. Rick Rude comes out and throws coffee in Kevin Nash's face. The Giant then chokeslams. Kevin Nash gets the pin. Rick Rude gives the Giant an NWO shirt, but the Giant rips it in half and then walks away.
Oh, wow. I'll give that a 3.5 too.
We keep a Giant a good guy?
For right now, yes. Later on, we got to talk about that. But
All right.
the Giant
Give
is
that a 3.5.
3.5.
I would have
Yep.
given it a 4.
All right. We then have an interview with J.J. Dillon. And he announces that the Rock and Roll Express will be returning on Monday Night's Nitro. Not going to say what happened to Rock and Roll Express the last time they were shown on TV, but all right. Kurt Hennig versus Nature Boy Ric Flair versus Bret the Hitman Hart. 3-way number 1 contenders match. They go about 17 minutes. And Bret Hart locks Ric Flair in the sharpshooter. Kurt Hennig tries to get involved, but then Kurt Hennig gets hit with a DDT. And then Kurt Hennig ends up in the sharpshooter. And as Ric Flair gets up to try to stop Bret from winning, that's when Kurt Hennig taps out.
Nice. 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. Main event time. Scott Steiner versus Sting for the WCW title. We go about 13 minutes. The NWO comes out. Scott Hall and new member Ricky Steamboat, along with Scott Norton and Buff Bagwell. However, they are jumped by Kevin Nash and Rick Steiner.
Wow.
Come out together. The referee takes a bump in the match from Scott clotheslining him in the back of the head. And as Scott has the Steiner screwdriver lined up, Kevin Nash pulls Sting's legs over him. And so pulls Sting behind Scott. Rick then takes his dog collar and hits Scott in the face with it. Sting then Scorpion Death drops Scott Steiner. 1, 2, 3. Sting is the champion. Sting remains the champion.
5 out of 5.
All right, Seltzer, what do you give the event as a whole?
Good clash. I give it a 9 out of 10.
I thought it was an amazing fucking clash. I really liked the main event. I really like Kevin Nash and the Giant.
Yeah.
I thought
Are
Jericho
you
was
introducing around the Wolfpack? Or is that yet to be determined?
I'm not doing it's yet to be determined, but I'm not doing the Wolfpack.
Okay. But you got Nash helping Sting, so I thought you might be going that way.
What was your rating, Eric?
Huh?
He gave me a 9 out of 10.
You both did great jobs on the pay-per-view, on the big event.
Aw.
All right, let's go to the numbers one last time. You ready?
Come on, 5.
Let's see the numbers.
A 3.1.
The Rumble did better?
The Rumble did better.
Or no, the Rumble did
Actually, no, I did a 2.4 buy rate for the Rumble.
Oh.
But this is Key TV. This is free TV. It's different. Clash isn't a pay-per-view, damn it.
Oh, okay. Duh.
We have 9 minutes. Should I try to run through my Raw so we can be as done with as much January as we can be?
Are we doing something next week? We're doing something else.
We're reviewing AEW Double or Nothing 2019 next week.
Awesome.
And then we're coming. Do you want to announce the next one yet, or do you want to wait?
Yes. On January 24th, Black Bart passed away yesterday.
Oh,
Black Bart, former Texas heavyweight champion, appeared in multiple territories over the years, including the Global Wrestling Federation. So we're going to have a tribute show to him. Rod Price has already agreed to be on the show in 2
Ooh.
weeks.
his first YouTube one.
Yeah. He doesn't know it's YouTube yet. I have yet to tell him that.
Oh no.
And then
probably no problem. You just give him
I'm working on other ones.
Yep.
I'm working on other people as well.
Yep.
All right,
You
should
can
I
tell them
run
you don't have to be.
I mean, you can. I mean, I still got a Nitro, a Thunder, and a Saturday night to do.
Yeah, but technically you could do those in order, right?
Yeah.
Next time?
Yeah.
And then we can just get right into February.
Yeah. Go ahead. Run through your row. We got 8 minutes.
All right. January 26th. You ready, Eric?
Yep.
Because I want to see what the hell you do with Dr. Death.
Just wait. I opened the show with Vince McMahon.
I thought you said you got rid of him.
Vince McMahon says a lot has been going on in the WWF. He says that despite rumors, he's still in charge and this is still his company. And there's a couple things he has to address. He announces that the road to WrestleMania has started with Royal Rumble. We're starting that early. The road to WrestleMania. And the next pay-per-view, it's not going to be No Way Out. It's going to be called Pit Stop.
Ooh. I like
Pit
that.
Stop on the road to WrestleMania.
What are the Nasty Boys, the commissioners?
Yes. All right. He says that he has a couple things to address. One is Steve Austin, and another one is a man called, and just as he says that, Vader's theme music hits. Vader comes out with Jackal, grabs Vince by the throat, and then gives him 15 Vader bombs in a row.
Wow.
Jeez.
We can make it 10. There's nothing. He gets on the microphone after he destroys Vince. And then he gets on a table, puts Vince through the table. Vince is basically dead in this universe. He's destroyed now.
Five out of five.
Vader gets on the mic and said, "This is Vader's company, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop it."
Great job. 5 out of 5.
Wow.
We start out our opening match.
So I guess there's no way I can trade for Vader later?
No, you're not getting Vader.
All right.
You can get Vince McMahon if you want. That would be cool, huh? But Ahmed Johnson with The Rock goes against Kama with the Nation. So it's Ahmed Johnson versus Kama, two big burly men going at it. And fucking Ahmed gets the win after 12 minutes with the Pearl River Plunge.
Wow.
3 out of 5.
Then we get Goldust with Mark Merrow in a non-title match for 10 minutes. Goldust gets the win. Merrow looks very upset, and Sable's just kind of looking at him. The crowd's going hot for her, but she just kind of looks at him. And then he's looking at her, and he's kind of acting like she distracted him a little bit. There's a little dissension there. All right, DX comes out, and Sean says that there has been an effort to take him out, but nothing can stop the sexy boy. He said, just like when people thought Stone Cold would beat him, he had an ace up his sleeve named Hulk Hogan. Hulk then enters and looks in a good mood. He goes to hug Sean, but then he gets on the mic and he tells Sean that, as promised, he had his back, and he made sure that Sean won the WWE Championship. He said, there's only one issue. There was another side of that deal. The other side of the deal was that Shawn Michaels and DX would make sure that Hulk Hogan wins the Royal Rumble. He says Hulk Hogan did not win the Royal Rumble. He said, that doesn't work for me, brother. He says the alliance between the two is done, and Shawn should watch his back because Hulk's coming very soon.
Oh boy.
And then Hulk gets out of the ring.
So add Hogan to that list.
Yes. Sean is very scared, and Sean does not look happy. Backstage, Sonny's with Cole talking about how she can't wait to be announced as the first woman to compete for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. She says there's no other woman that deserves it, and she can't wait for it to finally be announced that it's Sonny. The Rock and Ahmed are walking backstage when the Nation attacks them. Then we get the New Age Outlaws versus the Godwins. That goes 15 minutes. Cactus Jack comes out. They start double teaming him. And then Terry Funk comes out as Terry Funk. He comes out with a steel chair. They beat the shit out of the Outlaws. They get him out of the ring. Terry Funk grabs the microphone and he says, no more gimmicks, damn it. Terry Funk is here and the two baddest men alive are taking those fucking belts. And he drops an F-bomb on TV. Then we have the Fabulous Moolah out to announce the first woman competing in the WrestleMania title match. Before she can say anything, Sunny comes out and says she's very excited and starts bragging. She says there's no need for to make this a big thing. Just say it and get it over with. Moolah pulls an LA Knight and says, and Moolah announces the first woman to compete for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And then, and Sable's music hits. And then Sable comes out and starts flaunting. And Moolah says that the first woman to compete needs to be the most popular woman in the company, and Sunny just isn't it. It's Sable. Sunny looks very jealous. She starts screaming, throwing a temper tantrum in the ring, like a Christian-esque. Like she gets on her back and starts fucking... Well, stop it. But fucking you're an asshole. But she's upset. Oh, that got a leg. All right. Next up, we got Dr. Death and Brian Christopher. That goes 3 minutes. Dr. Death beats the shit out of him. But then Stone Cold comes out and the two start brawling. And Jim Ross says, this is happening. This is happening. He's got one shot.
4 out of 5.
All right. Undertaker come face-to-face with Kane in the middle of the ring with Paul Bearer as the mediator. Undertaker apologizes for the past and says that he does want to unite with his brother. He puts his hand out. Kane obviously does not take that hand. He choke slams him. He then grabs a table, lights it on fire, ECW-esque, and choke slams Undertaker through the table.
Nice.
The main event is Owen Hart versus Shamrock for the European Championship. This ends after 25 minutes in a DQ. Owen Hart technically wins because DX come out and start beating the shit out of him with baseball bats. Shamrock tries to help him, but they take him out at the knees as well. Just when that's going on, the Real American Hulk Hogan's theme song hits, not the Hollywood theme. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man.
Be careful, there's copyright.
Son of a bitch. No, they can't do it. All right. So Hulk Hogan comes out to Real American. He clears the ring in the episode.
Shut up, Eric.
And the episode, he grabs the microphone and says, I've been a dickhead in the past, and I apologize to you people, but I'm here to fight for the Hulkamaniacs one more time, and at pit stop, I'm taking that championship. And he says, and Owen Hart, brother, I'm sorry for what they did to your family, and I'll make sure that you never get hurt ever again. The two hug, and then they pose in the middle of the ring, doing the shit. Owen and Hulk is the last image. Thank you, Sharon. So that's the last thing we get.
She wants us canceled.
You won't get canceled.
What'd you think of that show, Eric?
Great show. I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. He really is Meltzer.
All right, and I did the random number generator. It said 10 million, so we can move on.
You are like sack of shit.
All right. Let's go to the random number generator, see what it got. Raw's number is?
Yeah, we know Sharon. Hi, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon. A 2.9, baby. We're still up.
Yeah, that was.
We've been holding twos. We're starting to get the people back, damn it.
Yeah. I mean, nothing can beat my 10.
No. I got 8 million less than Doug, but I'm still trying my best, damn it. And Eric likes me better, so. But this was a lot of fun. Let's go watch SmackDown, guys. Plug the toy show one more time, and then let's get out of here.
All right. Tomorrow night, when tunes combine, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Eric and I and Sean, Curly, Larry, and Mo will be. The battle is the Traffic Light League. It is the Flintstones versus New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh versus SpongeBob versus X-Men the Animated Series. And, so that's going to be a big one. We're going to see who moves on, and maybe all 4 of those teams get wild card spots. Have a good night, Sharon. And
SpongeBob fans are gonna hate me tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully SpongeBob fans are also Pokemon fans, because you completely sucked their dick last week. So we'll see. All right, but I think we're good.
All right, we'll see everybody next time. This was the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. We might see you for the breakdown, but it's not looking like it. We'll see everybody next time. Goodbye. Well, what's your what else do you have? You just threw it to me.
Double or Nothing 2019 next week.
Yes, Double or Nothing 2019, and then Black Bart the next week. We'll see everybody next time.
Later.
Later, boys.